Ah, very passable this, very passable.
Nothing like a good glass of Chateau de Chasselas wine, eh, Gesire?
You're right there, Obadiah.
Who'd have thought 30 years ago we'd all be sitting here drinking Chateau de Chasselas wine?
Aye, in them days, we'd have been glad to go an hour or two without being offended by some inconsiderate chauvinist swine.
A minute or two, more like.
Seconds, in fact, if you were on that patriarchal hellhole called Twitter.
Twitter? I could get offended on Facebook.
On Instagram, me.
I was much too sensitive even to go onto Instagram.
I could get offended by Instagram without even visiting it.
But we were happy in those days, though we were clearly totally discriminated against.
Aye, because we were totally discriminated against. My old women's studies professor used to say to me, not feeling discriminated against doesn't buy you happiness.
She was right. I was happier then, and I was being oppressed by everybody. When studying for my PhD in feminist geography, I suffered endless microaggressions.
Microaggressions? You were lucky to suffer microaggressions. I used to live next to a police apologist who showed no consideration to my thinking he was a fascist. I was a persecuted member of Antifa who identified as an obese Korean woman with hemorrhoids.
You were lucky to have hemorrhoids. I got to see a rape joke on my phone while I was on a biodiesel-powered bus once. Pure hell. The cisgendered heteronormative far-right YouTuber who told it didn't even acknowledge the importance of the LGBTQ plus community.
Oh, I used to dream of being told rape jokes by a far-right YouTuber who didn't acknowledge the LGBTQ plus community. Would have been heaven to me. I was transitioning into being a feminist lesbian 87-year-old pole dancer from Hemel Hempstead. I had to get up every morning to a baying mob of Christian right extremists outside my window. Far-right YouTuber. Huh.
Well, when the likes of us say far-right YouTuber, what we of course mean is a sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic, xenophobic chauvinist who was worse than Hitler. I know just the one. Some extremists might call this sort of Nazi scum centrist, but he was a far-right YouTuber to me.
I was denied fat acceptance by my sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic, xenophobic chauvinist who was worse than Hitler. I felt forced to move to another shared flat full of anti-progressive heteronormative fascists.
You were lucky to have anti-progressive heteronormative fascists. I used to be verbally raped on social media every day by phallocentric antediluvian conservatives.
Capitalist, phallocentric, antediluvian conservatives?
Indeed.
You were lucky. I spent 3 months transitioning into a woman while sharing a student dorm with far-right free speech terrorists. People disagreed with me that one can be healthy at any weight. My employer refused to address the gender wage gap. My feelings were everlastingly being hurt by members of the far right. Once a week I was beaten up by the patriarchy.
Luxury. I spent 8 months detransitioning from being a woman, and that's when I was not constantly being bullied with fags. I still bear the scars now of finding an abandoned Make America Great Again hat in my park. I was denied access to the ladies' bathroom. I was traumatised by a speech by Ben Shapiro and was told that I could not punch a Nazi. My feelings were stomped on and ground into the dirt by the British wing of the Ku Klux Klan. 3 times a week, I was literally murdered by the patriarchy.
Well, I had it tough. It took 18 months of transitioning while coming out as gay at the same time. I was rejected by the local athletics club to compete as a female, all the while being forced to listen to Baby It's Cold Outside on a constant loop. I was told that I couldn't report someone for chewing gum in a racist manner. My feelings were keel-hauled by paid members of the Nazi Party, and every single day I was ritually slaughtered by the patriarchy.
Right. I uncame out as gay while detransitioning as a rainbow-coloured cockatoo, had a 1 in 4 chance of being gang-raped by heteronormative men prowling the university campus looking for anything in a skirt, was denied a safe space at the local bowling alley, My feelings were torn limb from limb by feral conservatives, and 4 times a day I was cut into pieces with a rusty knife and set on fire by the patriarchy, which would then dance about my grave singing hallelujah.
But you try and tell the young people today that, and they won't believe you.
No.
No.